Hi. Sorry to have been a little out of touch for the first few days of the class. Um, had a My brother had a medical emergency, but I'm pleased to report that he's doing extremely well at this point in time. So I'm here, and I know you've gotten your chapter one um, lectures. There may be a few, and your syllabus lecture. I know there were a few minor changes and maybe some references to things that happened a while ago, like a year ago when I last taught this course. Um, but the content should have been good. I wanted to talk to you about the course, but mostly I wanted to talk to you about who I am and then ask each of you to tell all of us who you are and give us a short bio. I think it's important that we know who we are and what our backgrounds are. I think in this course, we're going to get a chance to utilize some of the skills that we've learned in other areas and apply them to some case studies and so forth in this course. So it's important that we all know who each other who each other is, and then I think it's important that you know where I'm coming from. So who I am. I'm a father. I got two kids. They're both well on their way in the world. My son lives in Wellington, New Zealand. He's a design engineer in composites primarily, and he also does some audio engineering. Um, he ended up in New Zealand because his company transferred him there, and he liked it enough to stay. So he's been there for 7 years. He's married and expecting his first child while this course is going on in early August. And then my wife and I have been married for 30 some odd years, and very happily married, and really enjoy living where we do in Maine. My daughter lives in Vancouver, British Columbia. She is actually, her degree was in physiology. She after finishing college, she looked a little bit at being a physical therapist, decided, worked for a physical therapy office as an assistant, decided she really didn't want to do that, went back to school in design, clothing design, textile design, and works in Vancouver, British Columbia for a fairly small entrepreneurial, actually, startup company that's growing very fast in the clothing business, and she is both a designer and a product developer for that company. So about me in terms of my background, my educational background, and my business background. I went to college at Babson College as an accounting, a dual major in accounting and finance. Started out as a finance major and took an accounting course or two, really liked it, believe it or not, and decided to change majors, but I had enough finance courses to end up with a dual major. Then went and completed my master's degree, my MBA, which is a general MBA, no specific concentrations, as most MBAs are like that, they aren't concentrated. And then started work for a CPA firm in the Boston area. And the firm I worked for was a relatively small firm, about 25 people or so. And our client base was closely held businesses. So we worked with both large and small businesses that were privately held, not publicly traded. It was a really, really good experience. I really, really enjoyed it, and certainly at the time seriously thought about staying in accounting, but didn't choose to do so. When I was working as an accountant, I did a lot of business consulting for small and medium-sized businesses, and it looked like it was really fun to run your own business and challenging, and I thought I could do it, so I kind of struck out on my own. I left accounting, started in a wholesale sporting goods business, selling to specialty retailers in the New England area. Hunting and fishing equipment was what we were wholesaling. and then kind of morphed that business into a bunch of other sports-related businesses, mostly in retail. So initially hunting and fishing, then sailing, including windsurfing at the very beginning of the windsurfing boom, then hunting, and then mountain climbing and skiing and outdoor sports. So lots of different specialty sports, all relatively small businesses, um, all not all successful, some not, as most entrepreneurial enterprises are, and sold those businesses, those what we call bricks and mortar businesses, in 2004 and 5. And I had started an import business bringing European products in the outdoor world, so both clothing and equipment for mountain climbing and skiing, into the U.S., established a dealer network for that, and set up a whole U.S. and Canadian distribution, actually. So did that for a few years until it became incredibly onerous in terms of travel. And my wife said, we moved to Maine to be in Maine. What are you doing spending 50 weeks a year out there on the road? So sold that and was lucky enough to end up in education. So education is about my 5th career, I think. I love it. I love teaching, and I love the fact that it's every time I do it, it's a little different. So sorry you got not so different. You got the same lectures as some students about a year ago, but most of the lectures, I may recycle a lecture or two here or there if I think it's really good, but most of the lectures will be um, created for you. Um, my marketing background is mostly, I obviously had marketing in undergraduate and graduate business school, but not a concentration in marketing. However, my entrepreneurial business was essentially marketing, this marketing school of hard knocks, if you will. I did everything in marketing. My businesses were primarily driven by marketing forces, and I learned all the things that you can do right in marketing and perhaps all the things you can do wrong in marketing. So I'm kind of school of hard knocks. Um, since I've been teaching, I have learned things, academic things about marketing that I wish I had known when I was learning in the School of Hard Knocks. I could have saved myself a lot of money and time and angst, and perhaps been more successful. So hopefully I can convey some of those things to you guys over the course of this semester. In terms of what I love to do, personally, I love the outdoors. I moved to Maine because I love the outdoors and I love the ocean. My business career was spent, and I don't think I said this earlier, my business career and my whole life was spent in the Boston area until 2005, when my wife and I moved to Maine by choice, and then was running my export or import business from Maine, and then now I'm teaching in Maine. So that was a fortuitous accident that I ended up teaching, but I really do like it. In terms of what I like to do, also, I'm outdoors, but mostly on the water. If I can be on the water, I'm a happy camper. This is a picture here of one of the things I like to do on the water, sailing small sailboats. I raced boats most of my life, mostly dinghies. And that's been one piece of my life. I'm getting a little old and cranky now, creaky, not cranky. I hope I'm not cranky. I'm creaky though. And so small boats are not quite, I don't do that quite so often anymore, but I do have a sailboat that I sail a lot with my wife, and we cruise the Maine coast. I also commute to MMA to work by boat, which is a wonderful thing. I live in Brooksville, right across the harbor from Castine, and I have about a 5 or 6 minute boat ride in the morning to get to work. If I take the car, it's about a 40 um, 40 to 45 minute trip by car, so a lot nicer to go by boat. So that's me. I'd like you guys to do the same thing I just did. Give me and all of your fellow students a short bio. If you want to and do it as a video, that'd be great. Post it, post it as a video to the discussion page if you have the ability to do that. If not, post a short Word document to the discussion page or a short written summary of your bio, where you're from, what your connection to Castine is, if there is one, and what you're doing both in your career and in your education and your family life, and make sure to tell all of us what it is that you love to do. I'm obviously totally committed to the water. There's water around, I'm happy. Tell us what you do. I will post this discussion group in the week 1 module, but it's due, because I'm a little late in getting this out to you, it's due at the end of week 2. And part of the assignment, post your discussion, but then also comment on at least 3 other students' postings regarding your common experiences. So, bat it around. This is a virtual class, but you should get to know each other if you don't already. And I need to get to know you as well so that I can direct my course to to your wants and needs and your personalities. So thank you very much, and I will be communicating with you later. Thanks. Bye.